Okay children, so till now we learnt about soil microorganisms, how the soil microorganisms will help the fertility of the soil, how the microorganisms in the soil will help the plants to get nitrogen, and through plants how we get the nitrogen. And we also learnt about decomposition. Suppose just imagine there are no microorganisms and they cannot decompose, the whole world will be stinking bad. Microorganisms are like scavengers. What they do is they decompose all the dead and decaying matter, and again it is allowed for recycling. A cyclic process is continued because of the presence of microorganisms. If microorganisms are absent, the cyclic process is cut. If it is cut, then the loose ends will imbalance the ecosystem. Remember children, the loose ends will imbalance the ecosystem. If ecosystem is imbalanced, we have no chance to survive on the earth. Our chance of survival depends on the presence of every living organism. That's why there is a saying, live and let live, even microorganisms also. And there is fertility we understood, decomposition we understood, and we understood how the sewage cleaning is also done by the microorganisms. Now another important thing is called biopesticide. What is this biopesticide? Biopesticide means the microorganisms which act as pests, then they do not allow the pests to attack the plant. For this, let us remember BT cotton. You all might have heard about BT cotton. In one particular time, cotton plants were attacked by pests and the farmers were getting very low yield and many suicides took place. And then the scientists or agriculturists have come out with a biopesticide. What is that biopesticide? Bacillus thuringiensis. What is it? If you thuringiensis, not theogenesis. Thuringiensis. What is it? Let us see. Bacillus thuringiensis. I hope this is correct. Thuringiensis. Right. This is a bacteria which in its presence, if it is present in the plant, pests will not attack the plant. So what they did is they created a transgenic factor and they grew the plants which have this Bacillus thuringiensis, and the plants were able to resist or fight against the pests which are attacking the plants. So remember this, the microorganisms can also act as biopesticides, because if we will not go with biopesticides and if we still continue with chemical pesticides, we are going to disturb the whole nature. You might have already learned how the pollution starts. Pollution is occurring in the water bodies, how the fish is being killed, how the nature is getting imbalanced. So whenever we get a chance, we always have to remember to use biological and natural methods to overcome the problems. Then it is an easy way for us. It is ultimately for ourselves children. Human beings being the social animals, if we on top of the ecosystem, finally whatever good we do, it comes back to us. So always remember to do good. Right. Now coming back to, these are all the uses of microorganisms. What are their? First thing is they help in making curd, they help in fermentation, they help in beverages, they help in preparing antibiotics, they help in medicinal field like preparing vaccines, they help in fertility of the soil, they help in biopesticide. Now what are the harmful effects of microorganisms? If these many are there, of course those also will be those many only. Let us see what are the harmful effects of microorganisms. Microorganisms as force. Microorganisms as force. Force means enemies. Okay. that means harmful effects. We need to learn about harmful effects. What are the first thing? First thing is they are disease causing. They are disease causing. This is first and foremost. That's all. First and foremost, and always last forever. Disease causing. And the second thing is again disease causing in plants, disease causing in animals, disease causing in everyone. Let us see what are the diseases they cause. Before we understand the diseases that they cause, let us see. Go to a doctor. This is an activity, but now you don't go to any doctor. You just think of all the diseases that you can and then try to tick them off as microorganism, disease caused by microorganism or disease caused by any other reason. But first and foremost, let us see. They are disease causing. Disease causing in plants, disease causing in animals, disease causing in us. First thing is you need to know about communicable diseases. Communicable. What are communicable diseases? Suppose COVID-19 is communicable. It is highly contagious. It is through droplet, through air, it spreads through touch, so many ways. Now what we have understood is, for example, a person is suffering from cold. And what do we say when a person is suffering from cold or cough? We tell them to stay away from us. They are not supposed to sneeze in front of us. They are not supposed to cough in front of us. If they cough, they have to cough like this. Nowadays, what they are saying, sneeze into your elbow like this, so that it's not coming in contact your hand, because usually hand contact is there with others. Our elbow, inside elbow contact now like this we don't have, no. That's why they tell us to sneeze inside. I hope you are all following these instructions to keep yourself healthy and away from COVID. Right. Now, what are communicable diseases? Suppose you are having cold and your family member is in very close contact with you. When you sneeze, when you touch for certain things, and the same things the family member is also touching, it will be communicated to them. Communicated means not saying hi, hello, bye like that. It is like it is infected. The infection is carried forward to the other person. Any infection which can be carried forward to another person is called communicable disease. We can also call it as contagious. It is contagious. Many such diseases are there. You just think of them. Malaria. Malaria? Yeah, it is also communicable disease only, but it is not through touch. It is not through touch. And typhoid, cholera, and then common cold, fever, cough, not cough, like that many, just dengue, chikungunya, like that many are there which are communicable. Now let us tuberculosis, TB. These are all communicable diseases. Even AIDS is also communicable. HIV, it is communicable disease. Now let us know how the first thing, let us know about malaria. Very common thing in southeastern countries. Let us see. Malaria. Malaria is called by female. Remember, why we are very specifically calling it as female is because males cannot carry. Female Anopheles mosquito. Malaria is caused by female Anopheles mosquito. That means mosquito is causing, no madam, then why are we calling it as microorganism disease? Why are we unnecessarily blaming it? Because mosquito here is a carrier. It is carrying the disease causing microorganism. We can also call it as vector. What is it doing? It is carrying disease causing microorganism in that microorganism in it. Then you may get another doubt. Oh, that means female Anopheles mosquito is also getting malaria. No, it is only a carrier. Nothing will happen to the mosquito. Everything happens to us only. How? What is the microorganism it is carrying? It is carrying a protozoa. Protozoan. It is carrying a protozoan. What is the name of the protozoan? Plasmodium. The name of the protozoan is Plasmodium. What happens is, this Plasmodium, actually suppose there is a person with malaria. The person is suffering from malaria. One female Anopheles mosquito only. Male Anopheles mosquito goes, bites, sucks the blades and goes away and bites anyone else. Nothing happens. Because males are not that powerful maybe. Female Anopheles mosquito goes, please don't become offended. Female, I am just kidding. Female Anopheles goes and bites a malaria patient. It is sucking the blood. Along with the blood, Plasmodium is entering into female Anopheles mosquito. In the mosquito, the Plasmodium is surviving. It is not dying. It is surviving, but it is not multiplying also. Like, it is not causing any danger to the mosquito. Next, the same female Anopheles mosquito which has Plasmodium in it, it is going and biting another normal person. The Plasmodium will enter into the bloodstream. Now the normal person is getting malaria. So what happened? Mosquito is acting like a vector, a carrier from the infected patient to normal patient. This is again called communicable disease only. This is again called contagious. So here, if you want to be away from this kind of problems, what should you do? You have to kill the mosquitoes. How can you kill the mosquitoes? By keeping your surroundings always clean. Where do the mosquitoes breed? They breed in stagnant water. So what should you do? Always keep your surroundings clean and dry. Don't allow water to stagnate. If by any chance in any bowls or coconut shells or tires or any unused things water is accumulating, drip them off, dry them off. But still there are puddles near your house where water is stagnated, you can't do anything. Pour kerosene on top of that. The layer will form on the water, and the mosquitoes, because they don't get mosquito eggs which they don't get oxygen, they die. Then mosquitoes will not breed anymore. Like that, you keep your surroundings clean and you will not be affected with malaria. And there are many other diseases caused by microorganisms. For example, viral diseases are there: chikungunya, dengue, elephantiasis, filaria, malaria, tuberculosis, cholera. All these are common cold, chickenpox, smallpox. All these are communicable diseases, children. Tomorrow we'll learn more about this. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.